Bill 36 is the first reform of the Health Professions Act in 30 years.
There isn't going to be any turning back once these policies are enacted.
The priorities of British Columbians are our priorities too.
How about you hire back our nurses, get them back working?
But when there are findings of misconduct, that those findings of misconduct be published.
I've worked in healthcare 30 years, and I was never mandated to take the flu vaccine.
Drea Humphrey here with Rebel News, standing in front of the Northview Golf and Country Club in Surrey, BC, because the Premier, David Eby, is meeting inside with the Surrey Labour Trade Board. He's having a meeting. General admission is about $85 per plate, and he's going to be discussing post-budget issues, some which include the following: healthcare, housing, reconciliation, education, labor shortages, public safety. Take note, the Premier Eby is discussing labor shortages today, which means he should have something in common with those who have gathered to protest his appearance, because many of them, like many across the province, have had enough of the lingering COVID-19 vaccine mandate that is keeping thousands of healthcare workers from contributing to our critically understaffed healthcare system. Only British Columbia and Nova Scotia are still hanging on to these draconian measures. And also, you can see here behind me, there is a sign for some of the protests. They want the Premier recalled. They want him recalled for that reason, but also for a new health care act that has passed called Bill 36. If you search Rebel News and Bill 36, you will find that I have covered this issue extensively. But in short, the concerns are that it will politicize the industry. It will drastically change how health care is regulated. And any doctor who has issues with how the government at that point says they should treat their patients, or whether or not it's okay to just give the medical information of their patients away because the government asked for it, they could face jail time for resisting. So I'm going to talk to some of the protesters who showed up at this grassroots protest today and let you know why. But before I do, if you like that Rebel News is here, the only news here at this time, and we bring you the other side of the story. We've been doing that with COVID since 2020. Consider supporting our journalism in a fun way by going to rebelnewsstore.com and getting yourself some Rebel merch.
There isn't going to be any turning back once these policies are enacted.
Why are you protesting the Premier's appearance today?
Because he signed the Provincial Health Act with Trudeau, which essentially gave away our health care, which gave away my medical freedom, my medical privacy, and I'm a healthcare worker that was fired as well. And with Bill 36 and David Eby and the provincial health care being signed, we are no longer private.
We are unhappy with Bill 36. As concerned citizens in our province, we are doing what we can to make awareness, so the people of our province understand that Bill 36 is not good governance from our government.
What do you make of him being in there talking about labor shortages when this is one of only 2 provinces still keeping that mandate in place?
I think we're back in the Stone Age. We're literally back where they're going to bring in people to cover us that they fired us because we believed in bodily autonomy.
We personally know doctors that have already left this province. I have 3 medical practitioners in my small circle of friends already. One is my RMT, leaving. Already given up their career here because they cannot operate under Bill 36.
Nova Scotia and British Columbia should join the rest of Canada and hire back all of their medical professionals, and vaccine status shouldn't have anything to do with it.
It is not good legislation for BC. Healthcare is important to all of us, and so that's why we are out here, because this affects us not only today, but going down the line in the future.
Gang squad.
We're just doing what we're supposed to be doing as concerned citizens. The government should be our servants. They're civil servants. They should be listening to the citizens of British Columbia, and that's why we are out. They need to hear us. And if this is the only way that we can be heard, well, then we're going to be out here being heard.
Hey, hey! Ho, ho!
So I believe personally that Eby was in the SUV, although people say they couldn't see anyone. Was he laying down to avoid the signs that want him recalled? You can find out more about their campaign at recalldavideby.ca and, of course, on rebelnews.com. Drea Humphrey for Rebel News. At Rebel News, we bring you the other side of the story, and we have our boots on the ground across Canada and internationally to do that for you. If you appreciate that, you can support our journalism, the many costs involved for it, by going to rebelnewsstore.com, buying yourself some Rebel merch and the Patriots in your family. We appreciate your support.